Hello students, I am going over the Their Eyes Were Watching God Chapter 1 questions that I posted. This is our first assignment that you had to complete for cyber school. So I'm going to go over the answers with you the same way that I would in class, and I'm just going to really briefly discuss the chapter of the book. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I am of course aware that many people will just be like doing the Spark Notes, not reading it. Ultimately, that's on you. Hopefully you decide to actually read the book. Hopefully you'll get something out of it. I do think it's worth it, and future assignments will be dependent upon it. We'll see how it all works out with how everything's going on. So number 1 said, I'm just reading it on my laptop and just explaining it to you, so follow along. What do we know about the main character from her way of dressing? Well, our main character, whose name is Janie, and I know that people were confused about her last name. She has multiple. We'll get to that later on. You could have put Crawford, Starks, Woods. I feel like there's another one, Killix. Yeah, she has all those last names. So anyone, but I'll take Janie for now. Anyway, we know that she is an unconventional person. She dresses in a way that people are not expecting. She's dressing in a way that seems like poor, and people are sort of like looking down at her because of it, but she doesn't really seem to care. So she's unconventional. It seems like she may not have a lot of money at this point in the book. What is the name of the main character's best friend? It is Phoebe Watson. What is the main character's name? We just discussed that. Janie is fine. Why are the women on the porch complaining about the main character? So we have Janie, and she walks into town, and we get the sense that she's been gone for a while, and people are all outside of their houses, and they're sitting around, and they're talking, and they are complaining about Janie. She doesn't stop to say hello to them. I think she says hello, and that's it. She says good evening, but she doesn't stop to say much else, even though she's been gone for a while. And the women on the porch are like, oh man, this girl, she thinks she's too good for us. They complain about the way she looks because she's wearing these unconventional clothing. She's wearing like dirty overalls, and yet in the book it talks about how she's still really attractive. The women in the novel seem to have a problem with this on the general whole, and the men are kind of staring like, ooh, looking at how good she looks even in these overalls and stuff. So we can tell that she doesn't really care about this, and that she is very good looking despite it. The women have a problem with that. They have a problem with the fact that she doesn't stop and tell them her business. They spread a lot of rumors about her, and that kind of leads into question number 5. It says, who or what is Mouth Almighty? That's the women on the porch. They act like they are God passing judgment, as it says in the book. They're passing judgment on Janie, judging her for all of these imaginary things. We hear rumors that they make up. We don't know what's true and what's not yet. They make up that she ran off with some young man, and his name is Tea Cake. That's number 6. In number 6, it says who is Tea Cake, and that's the younger man that she ran off with, and that's the last they knew. They talk about how she had money, but now it looks like she doesn't. We don't know all the details of this yet. This is just the beginning of the book. And in number 7, we find out that she's been gone for about a year and a half. So those are all the answers from the first chapter. And I think we got everything that we needed there. Janie walks into town. She sees all the women on the porch talking, and she doesn't really care. She goes to her house that she hasn't been in a while, and her friend Phoebe Watson shows up. They talk about Phoebe's husband Sam and how he's doing. They talk about the women on the porch. Phoebe gives Janie some food, and she says, Janie, I really want you to tell me like where you've been and what's been going on. So that sets up the novel for us. So I hope you enjoyed chapter 1. I'll be back with you for subsequent chapters. Have a good time in cyber school.